Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Brother Marines, Brother Marines, Brother Marah. We're back. Again. For another Warhammer reveal stream. It will be a revelation. It will be revolutionary. It will be revelicious. You will revel in this reveal stream. I, Slathe the Space Marine, have returned to you at the turn of the tide. Hi, that's me. I am Slathe the Space Marine. And what are we doing today? I don't know. Some Warhammer crap? I don't know. There's some Warhammer thing going on, I guess. Warhammer. I'm so excited for this Warhammer thing. You know, ever since all that time ago, where, you know, it was like, hey Slathe, would you please stop streaming my streams? And it's like, well, why? What's going on?
It's not been out yet. It's not been out yet.
Why? He's going to be streaming somebody's stream.
Let's go.
What a hypocrite!
Right, mate, when we do the giveaway today, right, and if someone wins the bot,
So, we'll just leave that there. And we'll go do it on our own. We'll go do it on our own. That's right. On my own. I don't need training wheels. I don't need a hippo mount. I will do this with my legs and feet, brain, head, skull, and mind. I will do this all on my own. And, like, statistically, analytically, that's also probably true. Welcome on in, Chaos Gamer. Welcome on in. As you can see, I, Slathe the Space Marine, am not working today. So, I am doing this crucially important live stream, which is covering Warhammer model reveals or something. And we will together be unified in knowing that stuff will be coming out in the future. And if you think that I am belittling or making fun of it, how dare you? I would never make fun of knowing about models in a toy game industry coming out in the future and knowing what they'll be. In fact, it entirely pre-writes the way that the rest of the future, my future, will unravel. What is this final Warhammer stream mumbo jumbo? I don't know. We'll see how it goes, Chase. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll see. So, welcome to the stream. I'm Slathe the Space Marine. What do we have? Well, behind me. Behind me, I have the Black Void, but I also have Warhammer Community.com/en-gb. And that definitively distinctifies what I'm doing compared to what much larger, yellower channels are doing. Wait, can I? Wait. That's right, you gotta pick your nose over here. Oh yeah, get you gotta, oh, did he put that in his mouth? I am pretty sure that he picked his nose and then he put it in his mouth just there. Hold on, I am Valrak now! See? See, I'm in the chair, I've got the little microphone. Got all, look how popular. Puff up my cheeks. Hold on. There you go. I hope that gave you all of the screen cap amphetamines or dopamines or whatever. Let's see. What's going on over here? Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Let's do some espionage here. Let's see what he's saying.
The washer hung it on the line to...
Somebody, you know what? At some point, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey Val, Slathe is watching your stream and he's streaming it," and then it's gonna be like, "Fucking Slathe, fucking Slathe."
I'd say no.
Watch, it'll happen. Watch, it'll happen. Watch it happen. It'll happen.
No femmarines, no.
No femmarines. That's right. No femmarines. Okay. We already have femboys. We don't need femmarines. We don't need any of it.
I'd Bandaka for it.
Bandaka.
So please hold on to your horses for this.
Hold on to your hippos. We're going on an adventure.
And there's a model in there that is painted as a Black Templar.
So let's see. Let's mute this. Let's pop on over to here. Let's see. What do we have? It is 47 minutes away until the big summer Warhammer preview, which is coming. Non-binary Baneblade? Damn. So, like, where is this thing? It's on Twitch? Do I just gotta wait until this countdown timer goes down and then just click this twist? Come on, baby. Let's do the Twitch. Or there's YouTube. Broadcast times. Wait. If I go to YouTube, go to their official thing. Championship preview show. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, is this it? This isn't it. This isn't it. Preview show. Wait. Championships hyphen preview show. Preview show. So it is this.
Command tanks. That's just command tanks. It's not Rogodor. That's not all the Rogodorns you're going to see over the course of this event. They are very powerful.
They are amazingly powerful. You do trade off the ability to flip a save out for some other cool stuff, but having a tank that is that tough that can issue orders and basically stay on the field until you dedicate something to take it out, because it's not an incidental. You can sometimes get away with a Rogodorn or a Lehman Russ and incidentally take it out. What I mean by that is you have some extra shock you can throw its way in every unit and kind of pick it apart. Well, the command tank, you really can't do that. It's got some tricks and it's got some things that it can do, but it really...
Wow. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole kit and caboodle right there, your noodle. We got it. That was it. That's the prevail show. Yay! Let's see. What's the big yellow? What's big yellow saying?
Every record that there was, we broke. Are you the new Necron Rod? God damn it! Roll back rack. Tesco Eddie Howe, lucky gas. 2.5k viewers. How many likes have we got on the stream? Can I ask that, please?
There we go.
$951. Can everyone like the stream? I'm sorry if I'm begging, but this goes on the channel after it, and it really helps me out.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Appreciate if you don't have to.
Oh, look at that. Now there's only 3. There's not even 6.
I'd appreciate if you did.
Wow.
We have better merch. Arsenal has the...
You know, he's got the polo on again. Streamception. Wow, Chase. Streamception. Do you actually remember Streamception? Who are you, anyway? Well, what a wonderful, 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 wonderful thing we've got here. Let's see how this goes. You're Chase, the security guy. That's what a Sith would say. Why did I say that so weird? That's what a sus would say. It's the infinite regress of Slathe here. If I could do this, then we all kind of attach into each other. Because it's kind of hard to tell the layers apart because I'm so pale. I look like Powder from the movie Powder. Right? So there you go. So I guess we're just waiting here for like an hour. The fuck? Jeffrey Epstein. I want that thing to come back. I want that thing to come back. No. There we go. That's better. Hold on. Yeah. That's better. Don't let your kids watch it. Okay, well, this is fascinating and all, but we're going to be waiting for 40 minutes just sitting here? Really? And people find this entertaining? This is entertainment? We're just waiting. We're just waiting? Seriously? Fucking seriously? We're just waiting, huh? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck? What the fuck was what the fuck was that? 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 Did he just pull out his phone with a hippo on it? Did he take a selfie and then, like, go, hey? So, what the fuck? Well, that's weird. Oh, wow. I do like how this is going consistently down. So, Chase, you were asking me why this would be the final Warhammer stream? You got to watch in real time the septic truck overload and explode out one of the pressure seals in the parking lot of work today. Okay. That sounds like a real shitty situation. I'm not trying to be facetious. But I would say, do you think that somebody was pissed off? But, you know, but it sounds like if that thing was draining all over. Wow. It's amazing that people get paid for that. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. So how long do we got until this thing starts? 40 minutes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It was around a solid 1 minute or 2 minute of spraying a brown-black cloud into the air in about 30 yards in each direction. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That seems like a real shitty situation. And I'm not being facetious. I bet they were pissed off. But with what was spraying all over the place, probably they were... There were 3 workers that got caught in the blast. That's a shame. That's a shame. You know, that's real unfortunate. That's real unfortunate there. Hope they showered and burnt their clothes. Rather than hope, it's like, I hope they cleaned their clothes and then incinerated themselves. So this guy, he's doing nothing. He's just going, hey, look, I'm a gangster. Look, see, I'm just gonna tug on my shirt because I am Val Gangster. Val Gang. Alright. It's funny. He said, Slathe, do not stream my streams. I'm not. I'm streaming my Firefox Mozilla window. It's totally different. It's totally different. Come on. What's wrong with me streaming the stream of a streamer who's streaming a stream of a company? If I'm streaming with this and he's streaming that, whoop whoop whoop. You see, there's a certain point. There's a certain point here where who fucking cares? Jeez, what are you so embarrassed about? Why are you ashamed of your live stream? Put it out there. It's free advertising. Come on. See, this is where I'm going to get blacklisted at Valhammer Fest Con. for leaking his stream, right? I'm gonna get blacklisted by Valrak. I'm gonna get blacklisted here. That's right. Let's see. How are we at now? We got 5 people in. We got 5 people in. And we're waiting for how fucking long? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? Well, isn't that just special? We've got to wait for another 35 fucking minutes. Well, I know how to go about this then. I, Slathe the Space Marine, know how to go about this. Now, what's more entertaining? Juggling whatever I have here in my Firefox?
Ever get long fangs back? No idea.
Will the Space Wolves ever get long fangs back?
Mate, I have absolutely no idea. I would hope so. They've been mentioned in some lore and stuff, so I would hope so. Maybe that could be like Wave 2, like next edition.
I'm really glad that they're having such deep, profound philosophical questions about life, living, reality. Talking about their personal issues, really being open with each other over here on Big Yellow's channel. You know, I really have to like that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because you know what could be pretty good? Now, you know what could be pretty good, okay? Now, okay, hold on. I'm just going to leave you here with the babysitter for a second. Because, I mean, Papa's got an idea. So you just sit here. I'm going to rest you in front of the screen. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's throw my Goku boots. There we go. I hope that you heard that. Thunk. All right. Well, I think I've got an idea as to... There we go. I think I've got an idea. Okay. So, I'm just going to put you over here. I'm just going to put you here with your babysitter, Big Yellow here, for like 30 seconds. So I'm going to be right back. But babysitter Big Rack here, he's going to take care of you, okay, while Papa's gone. So you just wait right here, and I'll take care of everything.
So if y'all spend too much money on clothes, mate, they do. So spend it on me, fuckers. In 30 minutes, the queue people being upset that Valrak talks over the GW stream. If you want to go watch GW stream, watch it. I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be talking over everything. You won't get Raven Wing today, but they're definitely coming next year. I say next year, next edition. Because next edition launches summer 2026. It's very narrow, the collar. I could button it all the way up. You want to button it all the way up and go full Chavrak? If we get to 220 members, I fasten the top button. With the potential BT restrictions, do you think we'll get new units to support the faction?
Requisitions arrive. The heretics will burn.
I have no idea.
That caller is so loud my deaf nephew called me to tell you to turn down the volume.
God damn it. Mate, if we get to 250 members, I'll unbutton all the buttons on the t-shirt. They all get unbuttoned. Wearing the polo was once enough. Too late, mate. People wanted it. God fucking damn it. You sure that's YouTube friendly? We'll see. Think our Vals will be buffed? I'm wondering if they're going to rework the vowels, mate.
Daddy's
I
home.
think the vowels could be fully reworked.
Now, what do... Oh, wow.
If we get Femarines,
Look at that.
of battle R will get pushed into new levels irrelevance.
It's
and
Moby
because of
Dick.
your sad smile.
Oh,
I've always said, mate, I would.
oh, wow.
Brand new
Isn't that special? That right there is... well, I mean, I'd say they'd put him on a short bus, but you're gonna need like a regular-sized bus. Okay, what do we have? What do we have here? Hi, hello. Hi, hello, deodorant users, I think, and would wish and hope. Deadpool here to review your wham hammies. I hope that we're all having a good day. Oh, wow, this is real different, isn't it? This is something else.
Brother
Yeah.
Marines. Brother Marines. Brother Marines.
The fuck was that? Oh, it was a marine gift. The fuck is a marine gift? What the fuck is a marine gift? Is that like when you get like some lead gifted to you from 500 yards away? DB received a gift membership by Castellan. Oh, well, thank you, Castellan. That's real generous of you. Nice for you to do. Makes it a little bit easier to, get into the whole mercenary nature of all this. So, what are we doing? What the hell is this? We're waiting for the length of a cartoon in the 90s to look at toys that aren't going to be out yet. We don't even get to play with the toys. We just get to know that at one point we may get to play with the toys. Maybe. All right, if that's the direction we're going, I suppose that's a whole kitten and a caboodle, isn't it? Right in your noodle. Oh, wow. So, well, look at all these names here. We've got AR. Oh, I like those. Those are fun. We've got Ass Gamer, Castellan, Nig. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. And who else? Oh, we got anybody else here? Oh, we've got Chase, the security guy. I remember him. Pretty sure that he was running after me in that mall. Huh. Go back a long way, me and him. Chase. I really like his bank. Works for me. I mean, you go off, you do a job. You do your laundry, you pay your taxes. And then you put your blood money from your mercenary jobs into Chase Bank. That's how you know it's safe. Chase, a dependent banking system since 1979. Before that, it was shit, but after that, it was okay. Wow. Wow. This sure is something. What's going over on...
Sky, thank you so much.
Didn't I see this guy have a boxing match with Wolverine?
I have more terrain in my basement than the entire game store.
Oh wow, they're having a dick measuring contest on their toy terrain. Wow. I used to have the Ghostbusters tower. I thought that thing was so cool. You'd put the slime through it and the Ghostbusters would go all the way down the pole. Yeah. Without any of the figures, it was kind of a shitty toy, to be honest. It was just a building. Oh well. Mine was bigger. So, I mean, am I doing it right? Am I warhammering? I am a warhammer. Oh, wow. This is, Like I keep saying, you try to join the Avengers and try to join the X-Men and try to be a YouTuber, and now here I am talking about Warhammer. Wow. I really like the trajectory that this is going in. This is looking positive for me. Is that number going down a good thing? Is that like golf? If it is, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Wow, I'm a golfer. Okay. Well, is this gonna happen or start, or is this gonna go anywhere? This is getting kind of whoa! If he shaves his beard off, does he have a jawline? Where does his jawline start and his beard begin? If there is something very wrong here in the state of Denmark. Well, that's a problem. It's only been 5 minutes? You've got to be kidding me. And I have to do this for how long? For an hour after that. You are sick, sick people. Did you know that? You are fucking twisted, sick, sadistic people. What are we doing here? What is this? This isn't right. No. We have to go for another 25 minutes. Oh, sweet Jesus, no. Oh. I don't think that I'll ever be able to recover from this. This is devastating. Okay, well, if we're doing this, I suppose. Hi. I'm Deadpool. I've kind of hijacked this poor nerd's channel. It wasn't my chosen field. I would have had much higher ambitions than this, but here we are. And this is what we're doing now. It's okay. Things are okay. But I have a surprise. Not only do I come and enhance this channel with my presence, but I bring something that is lost and needed here. Right here. Introducing for the first time, Catpool. Hi, Catpool. Isn't he adorable? He's the best. The most furry companion you can have in your life. Look, he's brilliant. Look at this. He's got his own little Deadpool symbol. Right there. Isn't that adorable? Yo, you're adorable. Oh, yes. I'm going to keep you and walk you and love you forever. Oh, adorable. You are a key, integral part of all of this. You're like the Jar Jar Binks. Huh. You're so beautiful. It must be genetic. He gets it from me. Oh, okay. Well, Adorapool. Let's go explore a pool over here. There we go. Just leave you right there. It's not really very much of an interactive prop. I guess We'll fix it in post with the CG. Disney's got the budget. Okay, so what do we have? Deadpool now. Yeah. Deadpool now. Deadpool now. Deadpool now. Deadpool now. It didn't do anything. It's still going to be another 21 minutes. I mean, we could try to message them and say, hey, you know that you've got key celebrity figures, right? You've got Big Yellow here. Oh, you like that? You want it behind the oh, you want it behind the ear? Give you a little scratch. There you go, there, little fella. Oh, under the chin. Oh yeah, they all love the under the chin. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time there, big guy. Oh, Big Yellow. Right there. There he is. Wow. And me, of course. Hi. I'm Deadpool. And now we're waiting for another 20 goddamn minutes. Ugh. I should have just called myself Diva Pool. Probably would have gotten more results that way. Don't you know who I am? Diva Pool. So, okay, well, I guess we're going to be waiting here for another 20 minutes. Are you fucking kidding? Are you serious? You were going to do this? You were just going to wait there and sit there for like a whole hour waiting to fucking look at toys? Oh, yes! Okay, alright, huh. Hi, little talk with the director there for a second. This kind of mostly for like all of it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Wow. I would have thought this would have been more fun or exciting. Live streaming, being a YouTuber. But no, we're sitting here looking at a countdown timer waiting for it to show us toys we can buy. Eventually. Huh. Go figure. I mean, the marketing on that's brilliant. You know, one day you'll be able to buy these as real toys. Huh. What am I doing with my life? What is this? I used to be an X-Man. I'm an Avenger. I saved the world. At least numbers of times, including 0. And to sit here, to wait for a timer to let me look at toys that aren't even available yet? They've really got everybody by the balls, don't they? That's like waiting for a timer to get to look at the menu at a McDonald's to see when the McRib is going to come back next year. Just order your Big Mac and get the fuck out because I'm hungry and you're in front of me. What is this? This is not good. This is not good. I don't like this. What's happening here? What's going on here? Wow. Oh, it looks like
Seat poop.
Listen, right? Listen, I'll say this now. Right, I'll say this now. They can't do
Orange
more
does
to me.
not count as fully painted. Scam wrap.
I swear.
I come in and they're talking about
I'm aware
poop
of the
and
book,
he
but-
doesn't even touch it. That's kind of disappointing. Oh, look, my golf score is up again. Oh, there we go. Gotta keep that number nice and low. That's how you know that I'm number one. In fact, I would be better than first place if it said 0. That's how this works. It's like golf. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hey. I gotta try that again. Okay, this just got fun again. Now that's wholesome entertainment. Oh, I missed. What can I say? Except you're welcome. Oh, that is entertaining. I'm liking that. That's pretty fun. Oh, who do we have here? Oh, wow. Oh, it's Curry. Oh, hi. Hello there. Hello, Curry. Oh, wow. Currinadia. Broke into Slathe's house? No. No, we're roomies now. Oh, that's right. You know, after having such a hard period of things going on for him, you know, I decided to help him out, you know, and now we're all good roomies now. I mean, he's sleeping. Don't wake him up. Shh. Where is Slathe? Oh, he's around somewhere. Don't worry about him. He had some brilliant idea, and then he went and come and got me, and now he's just taking a nap. He was really tired. He's been working himself to the bone. And so I just stepped in to take over for him. Ah. Better not have tied him again. Oh, no. I wouldn't do that. Does duct tape count as tying? What do you think? Oh, he's sleeping. I can't really wake him up just to answer that. Oh, yeah. Well, so we're waiting for how long now? This is, oh, look at that. It's 13 minutes away. What's Big Yellow up to over here?
So, Mikey's was like this, but like another big another big YouTuber streamer that I watch sometimes, his was like mine. So is it like the cool kids have ats, and the losers don't?
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Oh shit, he started! Fuck you, Jack.
What the hell?
It's me the fuck's this Jack guy. Right, here we go. We're starting, boys. Let me
Is it starting?
let me switch over to, I think we're on Twitch, yeah, we'll switch over to Twitch.
But this says it's 12 minutes away. What the fuck?
Fucking damn it.
Is it starting or not?
I
What?
think Twitch streams a little bit better. In terms
Is he
of
gonna talk the whole time again?
yes, I am right. I'm going to be turning off super chat soon once it starts. We've got 15 minutes. Oh, the silhouettes are out on Warcom. Oh ho 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 ho! Here we go.
The show houts are
Oh
out on
baby.
Warcom.
It's just like Jurassic Park.
Oh,
When I was a little
yeah.
kid, this used to be
Hang
my
on.
favorite dinosaur.
Do the watch along.
Okay, well, I don't think this is happening. We'll click Twitch. This is my advertising campaign. What do you think? Oh. Well, what did you just put in there? Here we are. Looks like it's beginning. Okay, then. So, I guess, I'll go down to here. $10. That's right. Yeah, Valrak. It was Big Yellow. It was like Jonah's whale. It was like from Moby Dick. Or even better, it was like Captain Ahab. Huh. So now we just wait? This is kind of boring, isn't it, Catpool? I was expecting there to be, like, bombs and explosions and, like, I don't know, some booze, maybe. But we're just waiting. Didn't they used to just hand this out in magazines back in the 90s? Now there's whole events about seeing toys coming out. This is incredible. This is the day we live in. Might be the day we die in. Huh. Well, that got dark. Dark pool. So, when's this starting? This is fascinating and all, but, 8 more minutes, huh? Well, let's see what Big Yellow's up to. Oh, well, he's reading articles. He's looking at pictures of demons. Okay. Well, that's real fascinating. Oh, that's right. You gotta smash that like button. That's what they tell me. Oh. Well, I don't wear a watch, but I believe that this is going on 2 minutes past bullshit at this point. We are going to see dinosaurs on this dinosaur tour, right? Okay, well, isn't this just special? Wow. Start. Go. Open sesame. Mechla. 2 dogs on a bench. Okay, this is taking too long. For the lotion. For the lion. The lion. For the lion. What did I say? 6 more minutes. We're 6 minutes away. Alright, Catpool, I'm going to want you to sit right here. Oh, well, I mean, we're waiting. What's the harm in it, right? You know, you really need these to survive one of these events. This is incredible. 5 more minutes. Wow. And to think, I was considering throwing on a game while we waited. But it went by in a flash, didn't it? Not like Ezra Miller flash, because that would just be choking and punching women. But more like it went by like a weekend at the end of your work week. Way too quickly. Had an idea for your workout streams. Wow, this guy does workout streams? Maybe you could speed run them. Wow. Well, we got 4 more minutes here. This knocked out motherfucker needed my help to do this stream. I didn't realize it would be so fucking boring. There better be some very, very, very depraved sex toys in this reveal. You know what? They're all depraved sex toys if you really try hard enough. You know, one thing I will say, he might not have taste in what to do his streams on, and clearly is irresponsible just being knocked out out there on the floor, but he does roll a good one. Two and a half minutes. That's odd. What is that, 150 seconds? The 151st second is the Mew. And what's he got over here? some kind of berry tea or something? Well, it's got me ready. Let's all get psyched up. Here we go. What's Big Yellow saying?
Mate, just wing it like I'm doing. It's pronounced Immortals. Okay, I'll just say that then.
Okay, well, I guess he heard me and gave me some advice. Just wing it. All right there, Big Yellow, Big Canary. That's a Roger Temper Cinca Ford. Okay, so let's see. So this is gonna... Wait, what the... Hippie. What the fuck's happening? All right, we're in the final stretch here, 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Why does it sound like Lord of the Rings music? Blood Bowl and Hero Quest. Huh. I went on a quest to be a hero. But I pretty much just got some Mexican food at the end and kind of called it a day. You know, I could go for a burrito. I mean, like, this thing's never gonna start. Right? Like, if I got up right now, you know, and went off and just heated myself up a burrito or two and just kind of ate them. Eldar. What the fuck is an Eldar?
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are very excited to welcome you today to
Of
the
course.
Big Summer Warhammer preview.
I'm glad to
My name
be
is Adam
here.
Coe. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and it is our delight to host this show.
Yeah, very exciting. We have a big preview today.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Warhammer. We've got stuff from all sorts of different settings, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, some Horus Heresy in the mix there as well. There's a little bit of something for everybody, it's fair to say.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's talk about how it's going to work a little bit. If you're new, maybe this is your first Warhammer preview you've joined in. We are your hosts, but we are not alone. We have the excellent
Oh, well, I'm
Simon
here.
Grant sat over there in Question Corner. Simon, what are you doing today?
Hey folks, welcome to the show. I'm going to be fielding questions on behalf of Eddie and Adam.
Wait, I thought his name was Simon.
You'd like to answer
Did they not know how to spell Simon?
with question in big letters, capital letters at the start of all your comments, and I will do my best to track them, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity later on in the show to ask Eddie and Adam those questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Simon. We're going to be taking some breaks throughout the sort of proceedings to try and field a few of those questions. We have a lot of content to cover off. We think we're going to be here for between an hour and 90 minutes if we go fast. So bear with us and we'll do our best. We're aware the chat is still filling up. There's people flooding in from around the world. So
An hour to 90 minutes?
Out there, maybe get you involved, which is let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time and I always enjoy the answer. And while you start punching in your coordinates, not too specific, I've got a question for you, Eddie. Done any hobby lately?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Adam. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy hobby.
Very nice. You said you were going to.
I did, and I did.
Oh, wow, they're stalling.
Scars on my table at the moment, got them all sprayed up, and I've started painting a jet bike.
Why are they stalling?
Heresy transfers on the side. So
Why?
looking forward to getting some of those done. I've also got some Space Wolves.
They didn't have this conversation at any other time?
Very excited by the new Space Wolf army as well.
It's very, even as a Dark
it's a
Angels
lovely.
fan,
Why are they talking about what he's working on the hobby?
How about you?
Does it-
Been doing
well,
cool
I'm glad
Warhammer?
Who-
you asked. The short answer is yes. I bought myself some new a new kill team. Went
What
with
the
it
fuck?
Yesterday, and I'm going to have a crack at that. I've not really painted kill team stuff. I've always used things from my main army. The other thing, it's only went to the Throne of Skulls with my good friend Damien O'Byrne, and we brought home a gold medal, which was super fun to play so many games of the Middle Earth Strategy Battle game together with so many lovely huge shout out. I met a father and son team who'd flown all the way across to join in from the US, and they're now hiking, backpacking around the mountains.
What an
Because they
unexpected
barely
Literally.
have enough
So,
products
you
to
get 2
fill
minutes
the
wherever you want.
30-minute
It was
segment.
really fun. Thank
That
you.
sounds right. Is that why we're talking about his giant cock ring?
Always nice. So, Si, where are people from?
Oh, all over the place. It's wonderful. So we've got folks from Australia, Canada, USA, Spain, pretty much all over the globe. Someone's claiming they're even from Caliban. I'm not sure the truth of that one.
Only the very best among us could possibly come from such an estimable place. Awesome. Right. So, as I said before, we've got about 90 minutes.
I'm from
of
Caliban.
Warhammer content in this big summer Warhammer preview. We should
Ladies.
probably look to begin.
Yeah, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Right. So, Raph, punch the first video.
So just before we go in, the new guy, he's a little
They're doing
bit
skits
tricky.
now?
Just bear with, okay?
Okay, cool.
Is that Rogue from X? Is that Rogue? Rogue! I'm sorry to hear about what happened to Gambit. You know, I'm single and looking to mingle. Why does it say Thursday on the side of that guy's vehicle? The thrice devoured. Oh, that guy was plotting something like Dr. Evil. The Votan provides.
What an incredible set of reveals for the Leagues of Votan.
Yeah, so this is the largest release.
Leagues of Votan,
Since
huh.
the initial release of the army. This is a huge expansion, all in plastic for that.
Wow.
There is new
I'm sure all of you are excited for these, aren't you? Wow, are these your favorites? Which one of these is your favorite? Let me know.
Shot of the full army there.
Which one of these? You waited for this. I waited for this. We all waited for this.
Yeah, so
I really hope that everyone is proud of themselves. This is what we're here for.
It's kind of aside from the ordinary kin within sort of the
Like the look of the background.
Member of the science guilds, they're responsible for new technologies, and he brings to battle an experimental weapon in the sort of closing phases of development.
Damn, is that Dr. Wily?
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's got 4 fire modes.
Is that Hihachi?
It literally triggers lethal atomic transformation.
Is that Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah, so he's taken out his new experimental weapon basically to the battlefield to see if it is, as he suspects, powerful enough to melt space.
Why are there Pikachus everywhere?
He happens to come up against.
Pretty much yes to the above.
Pretty much yes to all of the above. He's not part of the official sort of Leagues of Votan military
Why are there
hierarchy,
Pikachus?
so he doesn't join your units necessarily, but he kind of hangs around in your army next.
No Eldar. No Eldar. That's what my chat wants. No Eldar.
Little model to add into your Leagues of Votan force, and a nice way of kind of showing the.
If they show Eldar, we'll be mad. I want to see angries. Angry Pikachus on our one.
You can see some really cool things.
If they show any of those Eldar.
He's got these optics on his weapon.
Thursday.
Sort of
Is that a Thursday gun?
data from the results.
That's a very cool head as well, kind of mad.
What happened?
Science.
What the hell? Well, isn't this special? Well, I guess that just happened. Somebody better tell Nintendo that GW's using their IP. World War III, the IP wars.
Around him. It keys into a rule as well, which is known as yield points, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And most importantly, he looks amazing.
It's a very, very cool miniature, isn't it? Really characterful. It's, I think also got some spare arms on the front there, which is holding onto his little data pad. He's tapping away on there, giving orders to all the various kin and Leagues of Votan units across the battlefield. And his main pair of arms he's used to sort of hold in his contemplative state, which is the exact pose that I have when I'm considering my movement phase in Warhammer 40,000.
And if you want to dazzle your friends with some knowledge, the array he's got on his back is called a cognitive.
The Thursday gun is confirmed. But isn't it Friday?
Really sensational. Speaking of Ironkin, these are a new unit of Ironkin. They are called the Steeljacks. 2 types of metal in one name. Eddie, what's the story?
Yeah, so this is the Ironkin Steeljacks. They are a specialist.
Why did that robot skip leg day? And why did this freeze out again?
These are Votan for the kin. These are a much more warlike programming, so they march out actively into battle seeking conflict. They are in very large suits of armor, so they stand kind of almost twice the height of a kin or a League of Votan warrior, and they have got some pretty decent weaponry as well. You can kit them out in a variety of different ways. You can either go
too many arms.
This is an example
Oh, look at that one.
Where you can
He's got a big fist.
And, bolt guns, or you can go with a ranged.
And a lube gun.
In game terms, they work a little bit like Wraithguard, I suppose, is the closest approximate. So very durable unit, quite powerful weaponry, very good for doing things like moving onto an objective and trying to hold onto it.
Aren't those just the Marines from StarCraft?
Yeah, I mean, in real terms, heavily armed.
I'm pretty sure that's just the Marines from StarCraft.
You can see the leader in the squad as you looked at these pictures by the frame.
Am I taking crazy pills? Because that's a Marine from StarCraft.
He's got a plasma sword. Guy on the front's got a conflict.
What the living fuck?
Great new addition to the Leagues of Votan army, I think it's fair to say. We're not done. There's more. The Chthonian Earthshaker channels some really strong energy from that sort of rogue trader era. Do you remember mole mortars for squat
Very
armies?
well, yes.
So these are sort of inverse artillery in that rather than lobbing a shot high above the enemy, they fire those mole shells that you can see down at the bottom deep into the ground. They burrow.
That's a teal dwarf.
In a trench line, a bunker, and just blow everyone to Kingdom Come.
Each one of these is a really lovely sort of dire armor in their own right as well. So you can see the kin there working with the Iron Kin, loading up the artillery. You can see one of them there with his little scanner, almost directing the mole as it kind of buries underground towards the enemy fortifications. Obviously, it's a powerful piece in game. You've got all sorts of nice kind of ways that this will bolster your.
You see, that guy looks really ripped, but he's really, really little.
Very long range artillery. And yeah, I think it's a great kit, really.
Oh, the Thursday cannon.
The bigger models that are inside this launch, we have the Capricus. So the Capricus is one of those kits that makes 2 things.
Why are its tires on sideways?
In a minute. Essentially, it is either a sort of attack vehicle for the Hernkin, or it's a transport vehicle.
Do those rotate to the side and then they start rolling?
So it's a smaller gun. It's got less other weapons on it, and you can see the stowage bag for the crew that will ride in the back. Whichever you take, essentially this is enabling your Hernkin to get around from A to B and hold the ground that they're taking.
Yeah, so it adds a bit of a mobility into your Leagues of Votan force. Carries.
Oh, they're handicapped. Mobility is important.
The other kind of Leagues of Votan transports, where you pick one of your units, it can split into 2 groups of 5. 5 of them can ride around in one of these. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can obviously ride.
It's like Voltron. It combines from 5 other guys.
Either having the transport option, or you can just have all the guns and have a fast moving.
Well, who wouldn't want all the guns? If you have all the guns, they have none of the guns.
There's some really lovely little touches on this.
It's basic logic.
Really nice at the back. I like that you can build this with 2 Ironkin as well. So if you want an Ironkin pilot and an Ironkin gunner, you can build them like that. Fans of Ironkin generally, there is a lot of Ironkin in this
quite well
Leagues of Votan release.
Absolutely so. There's also a new combat patrol for the Leagues of Votan on the way. We're all familiar with combat patrols if we're familiar with Warhammer 40,000. If you're new, let me explain what they do. It's
The Leagues of Votan. Well, they certainly are
This one really focuses on those
teal and white,
I
guess.
in the background, the hearth guard in the middle. It's just wonderful ingredients to bulk out a force.
Oh, they just kind of
really
look
easy
like
to use as well.
StarCraft.
Like, you don't tend to see a League of Votann
They're
army
StarCraft
that doesn't have all of
Marines.
those units
Yeah,
in.
there's no wastage there.
So
Right?
it's all good stuff. A couple of boxes of these, and then a couple of the new units, and you've got an army.
You're
basically.
Deadpool, do you know someone that can
Now,
time
contrary to
travel?
Many people's opinion, I expect the main event of this release. This is Bury Egnisson. Eddie?
So Bury Egnisson is the last survivor of a Leagues of Votann clan.
Perhaps.
Who's been consumed by the
Go
increasing
on.
Tyranid menace. He is known as the Thrice Devoured. A Tyranid monster has actually eaten this guy.
I
but
think
that
they've
wasn't
come
enough
up
to keep him
short.
down.
Oh,
He fought his way
oh,
out of the
snap.
gullet, climbed his
What
way
the
out
hell?
to safety 3 times apparently,
Yep.
and now goes across the galaxy, across the kin warbands as a roving Tyranid killing specialist.
Yeah,
effectively.
absolutely.
This guy's part dwarf, part cockroach.
Absolutely elite combat unit. He's equipped with that Darkstar glaive, which you see there, which is called Bane. He's pure.
It's Bane.
I think you're going to get a lot of this guy in armies because his rules are very good. He is. He's got a great combat stat line, but he's also a lone operative. So you can imagine this guy advancing either on his own or alongside, kind of behind your forces, and swooping in on the big enemy monster.
Leading from behind, like a brave leader always does.
Law really comes into it. So he's a member of. Well, he's the only member now of an organization called the Emberg Aegir.
Don't worry, men, I will lead you, but from back here, in safety, you run up ahead.
And so he's so bitter.
But you can trust that I am the hero who will lead you.
Supporting other leagues to stop the same thing happening to them, and you see that played out on his model. He's got this sort of belt buckle, which very much looks like he's sort of taken some affectations from the Tyranids. He's got what looks like, we've been having quite a discussion about this, a Tyranid Prime sort of cadaver.
I think it's a
over his
Tyranid
head.
Prime that he's got over the top of his head.
Yep.
There's a nice little
Tyranid Prime.
there's
I hope
the
it comes
idea
with
of
free
the
shipping.
The squats were eaten by the Tyranids.
Yeah, absolutely. We
And
used to-
this guy kind of goes, well, yeah, they were eaten by the Tyranids, but also they clawed their way out again. So there is a little bit of truth to that sort of that outdated understanding maybe of what happened to that faction.
Fantastic. And all this obviously will be supported with Codex Leagues of Votann, an all-new Codex for Warhammer 40,000, which contains... This is
Everything that you thought you knew, you don't know.
It's just full of...
Because you didn't really know it to begin with, and it was wrong, because we said now that it's different.
Obviously. In terms of the rules, there's too much to go into in any real detail here, but a thing to cover would be those yield points, which is the sort of army-wide mechanic which underpins them.
Absolutely, yeah. So yield points effectively changes the way your army works over the course of the game, and it works in the way that the Leagues of Votann approach acquisition effectively. So early on in the game, when you haven't got very many yield points, you're getting bonuses for attacking enemy units on objectives for the most part across your army. And then later on, once you've acquired yield points, you get bonuses for having your own units on objectives. So they get better at defending them, better bonuses for their own defense, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it
so
sort of encourages you to play in that very sort of acquisition-focused way that the Leagues of Votann work.
And it's a really great mechanic, right? Because it's exactly how you win games of Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
Early on, you kick people off objectives. Later on, you hold on to the objectives. So
And
it's
some of the
powerful.
new units that we've shown and some of the units that already exist in the Votann army now have rules that key into that. For example, the Memnir Strategist just lets you increase or decrease your yield score by 1 each.
Let's time travel to the next thing, then.
sort of
Oh, wow.
put in so
That does sound like a good idea.
sort of tactical function of your army. You can just go nudge and help you out.
Yeah.
We should show some of the models.
Let's do it, yeah.
So we've got some in front of us. We're very lucky to be allowed to put our paws on the heavy metal miniatures. So there'll be a bit of sort of scale comparison here, but here you can see this is the Arcanist, and then you've got the Memnir. They're like normal Votann sized, so any kin is about the same sort of proportion as those. And here you can see just how sort of much bigger the Steeljacks are. I think your comparison, Eddie, that you made to compare them to Wraithguard is really quite fair.
Yeah, they're about the same size as a Wraithguard. It's kind of in that ballpark of kind of medium heavy infantry. This is the new artillery piece. It's maybe not like as big as something like an Imperial Guard tank or something like that, but compact, mobile, that sort of thing, fitting in with the aesthetic of the rest of the...
But it'll make sure to cost just as much as that Imperial Guard tank. Because in the game, it's worth it to you. Don't you want these little smaller soldiers with a gun rather than a tank?
See over his shoulder, he's got like a data slate. You've got this sort of, I don't know, like loading hatch that you can model open or closed. On this side, you've got a case which has more of the shells. You get spare shells to put on their own bases. It's just a really thoughtfully designed and very exciting kit.
Well, I'm glad they were thoughtful. It's the thought that counts.
The end of it.
Absolutely. We've got the Capricus here, so just make some space on the table so we can have a look at this guy. So this is your new vehicle. This is the Defender pattern, which is the gun version. And as you can see there's a little bit of space, not quite enough space for transport on this one, but there is one which is a transport vehicle. But I really like the Ironkin on this.
He's got like a tiny little chair.
He's quite small, yeah, because they wouldn't fit a full-sized kin in there. So they've.
You know, all the stuff in this is all tiny. Whether they're
and I guess the star of the show himself in many ways.
He is.
Agnir
So the thrice devoured there. He's still kind of.
Bring you back to the Mighty Max days. Bring me back to the Mighty Max days where the.
Right, so he's been chewed up and
fingers that do it.
Yeah,
Pollies were pocket and the.
That, like his arm, bits of his arms, most of his face.
Chickens were quails.
Amount of his body is probably
right.
By
I want a Mighty Max.
But he's still kicking. And it also shows.
Tallahassee misses Slathe. Oh, he's around. He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
Kind of the most hostile conditions, and
don't worry.
Of how that's kind of manifesting.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it?
I wouldn't let my roomie go down like that.
The league pretty thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Before we move on, we're going to go to the old world next. A couple of sort of housekeeping bits. The first one would be we're going to return to the 41st Millennium at the end of the preview. So particularly if you like Kill Team, but also there's some other things for other factions as well. Do hang around if you like Warhammer 40,000. The other thing I would say is that lots of people who mentioned that
wait.
World, you can interact with our social teams. We have sort of international social teams that manage our various.
This is going to be an hour and a half long.
If you want to sort of get involved in the conversation in the language.
And they're done with Warhammer 40k now.
They're really lovely people.
Until the end
and want to, sort of make
of the stream.
Warhammer in the language that suits you. So,
until the end
English, or you're willing to take
of the stream,
our socials as well. So,
where they'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
At the end,
for a little bit of Warhammer the Old World.
Yeah, let's do it.
They're done.
So, first up, we have brand new units for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic kit that makes the Royal Heralds. The easiest way to describe these is that you have a battle standard bearer and you have a new hero / lord. You could make that and call it a Tomb Prince or a Tomb King. I think it's up to you. You get a battle standard, which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard,
this is going to be harder than I thought. This is going to be. This is going to be a challenge.
There's some options in terms of head things as well.
Chaos Gamer misses the workouts.
Play the old world, you'll know.
Yeah, I love this battle standard. That kind of
back from the auto car place. What did you miss?
Very cool. As you say, this is multi-part as well, so you can.
Did you get back at a good time? Welcome in, Davey. Hello, hello.
You can mix them in. I would imagine there's a fair bit of customizability between this kit and some of the other.
So
yes, yeah, not just within this kit itself, but also I think things like.
We're going to be doing that.
So
how long have we been doing this now? When did this start?
Who are fundamental to the workings, literally, of the Tomb Kings.
Yeah, you absolutely need Lich Priests in your army if you've got a Tomb Kings army. Your army only woke up because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic flowing that keeps your army marching forward. Again, this is a multi-part kit. There's some lovely options on these. You can see they're perhaps a little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri, but they're still very definitely desiccated. Definitely spent far too long in the desert inside a pyramid somewhere. I love the vulture on the top of the staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
The vulture at the top. Oh wow, look at that. He's like a really lovely image. Undead vultures.
Creatures that have sort of come alive through the magic of the rituals.
I think you were saying as well that looks like it's right out of a piece of Warhammer art.
Yeah,
like
the mounted guy in particular, I think they're both exquisite. But the mounted guy, from sort of the perfect angle, he just looks like the artwork, and I mean that as the highest possible compliment. Tomb King veterans are wondering if that's extra armor on the skeletal steed. It certainly is. We'll talk.
The Eldar have a chance.
But yes, you can have.
Oh, it's always good to have a chance.
It might be quite useful.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new arcane journal, The War of Cetra's Fury. Cetra, the imperishable, is very, very angry. His lands have been defiled. He feels like he owns everything. And he is launching a full-scale invasion northward into the sort of border region between the Empire and
border, yeah,
known as the Vaults.
Yeah, that they pretty much summed it
Also
up right there.
By some dwarfs, and you've got sort of dispossessed barons and nobles from both the Empire and Britannia, and so they are forced to rally in defence of a full-scale invasion of the undead from Khemri. There are rules for sort of allied forces, playing smaller games in like a timely and interesting fashion. It's just packed, and it's a really cool way of looking at the lore of the old world and how they're sort of explaining the things that took place in this particular part of the Warhammer timeline.
Yeah, it's great to get some new lore for the old world as well. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The team diving into the opportunities that the world allows them to have.
And see what I mean about the artwork, right? Sort of the guy in the centre, like it just in this piece, it really just screams the imagery that we saw before. I love it. There's another Arcane Journal coming, which is equally exciting. Just happens at the other side, quite literally, of the region in the old world, known as the old world. This is Dawn of the Storm Dragon, and it features a bold strategic move made by Miao Ying, who's the lady pictured in the centre. She's one of the children of the Dragon Emperor, and she learns of the Chaos Invasion, which is happening in the north, and is concerned that it's going to gain too much traction. So loads ships full of Grand Cathayan soldiers.
Are they going to bring the 40K back yet?
Enclave and helps to try and stymie this Chaos Invasion. In real terms, that's a cool story. There's rules in there for.
Jeez, I am bored out of my mind here. This is terrible. And people like watching this?
We've never had anything like that before, really, have we? So.
Yeah. So, and I think this is sort of great.
What is this?
Bold and exciting things that the studio team responsible for the old.
Like, this is not good.
They love the setting. They want to.
This is not good.
Vibrant detail.
Sounds great.
Absolutely. So, we should throw over to Question Corner and see if Simon's got any questions for us.
What have you got for us, Simon?
It's Question Corner.
Questions. I think the majority of them are focusing on the Leagues of Votann. There's loads of shiny new toys coming out there, of course. So the first one is actually about the Judgment tokens. Are they still a thing? Obviously, we've got the yield rules, but what about the Judgment tokens?
So,
okay.
The focus in terms of the army mechanic is those yield points that we've talked about before. It's always good when we get a question which is like, can you tell me the really granular rules things? Because the answer is no. We've got 90 minutes to rail through as much stuff as we can, as fast as we can. We'll cover way more detail about Votann rules and mechanics and all those things as we lead towards it. We're in for some subtle changes in the way the Leagues of Votann work, and it's quite exciting.
Cool. We've got another one, which were the funky drill shell tokens on the Chthonian Earthshaker. What do they represent?
So I do have a really short and candid answer for that. You saw them on the little base beside. The kit comes designed for you to have 2 of those. If I remember correctly, and don't sue me, internet, if I get it wrong, you put them down alongside the Earthshaker when you deploy, and you can remove one from the game to give yourself rerolls on wound rolls as you're playing. So yeah, kind of fun. It's like it represents something, and you take it off and you spend it.
Yeah, so the unit is sort of set up so that they have some specialist shells, so that'd be like representing the unit being like, right, we're going to use one of the big ones now. This is the important shot.
Perfect.
And probably got time for one more, so let's go with how many models can the Capricus carrier transport?
Great question.
It carries 5, so it works a little bit like some of the other Leagues of Votann transports, where you take a unit of, usually come in 10s, you split the unit in half, so 5 of them can go in that. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can round in.
Chaos Gamer wants to know, will Deadpool be doing a workout after the reveal?
We'll draw a curtain on the old world, but we will go.
I mean, do you see these shoulders? Look at how much I work out regularly, okay? Look at that. Look at this chest.
The Death Grand Alliance.
Pecs so strong they look like an eagle.
Many of you will be familiar with them.
My traps have turned into
foul and abominable
laundry machine duct.
Who unfortunately have delusions.
That's how absolutely maxed and ripped Deadpool is. Look at this.
Sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely imagine that they are in service to some grand king on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect.
The
Lots
fuck
of new
are
ways to
those?
use your army, new magic abilities, new enhancements, changes to some of the way the war scrolls work, so lots of exciting stuff. And perhaps most excitingly, there is a new miniature on the way to accompany them, which is the High Falconer Felgrin. So much like the rest of the Flesh Eater Courts, this guy is under an illusion. His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of noble and wise.
Those are
alien
bats.
creatures, where, in fact,
He's a
he is in charge
battener.
of a swarm of rabid bats. In the model is very characterful. Like he's got his kind of weird, crazy hat. He's got
You can see
kind of
the almost like the vestiges of that nobility that you were just referring to, right? He's got like a very sort of like huntsman-y style hat on and the tattered robes of a person that might be performing that duty. But he's also got guts hanging off.
It's a very fun. It's a very fun miniature. I think in the spinning shot, maybe you can just picture it. But there is a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that represents something in the game, where he sends one of his falcons off to spy an enemy unit, and that can give you bonuses in games, basically. So these are the kind of spies, the eyes and ears of the Flesh Eater Courts.
So he's the dwarf with the cannon that takes off the shells.
Your squires, your kind of ghouls, bonuses against that enemy unit. You can do things like
Wow.
take away their ward save and get better at killing them, basically. So a very useful unit to have in your game, and a very characterful model for your army.
Nice. There's also accompanying this release for the Flesh Eater Courts, the Charnel Watch. This is a new spearhead, so you can use it straight in games of spearhead, or you can use this to bulk out, or maybe
Flesh Eater Courts.
Bulk out your existing.
They don't realize they're monsters, and they come with a type of undead cruise ship. Okay.
It's got models that you'll be very familiar with, and the way that they synergize within this game, within Spearhead, is really fun. Expect sort of lightning assaults, and then using monstrous-sized infantry to sweep the enemy away.
Yeah, also a great start to a larger Age of Sigmar army for Flesh Eater Courts. It combos really nicely with the existing Flesh Eater Courts Spearhead. So if you've got that already, you can add this in, and you've basically got most of an army. Yeah, some really good stuff. A couple of the cannibal monkeys in there as well.
All right.
It's what everybody
Always a winner.
needs, right?
Who doesn't love that?
There's another battle tome for the sort of Death faction, which is the Nighthaunt. Here we have Death Battle Tome Nighthaunt. They're a very popular, iconic faction within the Mortal Realms. They sort of had their place within the second edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and they've really sort of cemented their spot.
And people watch this for entertainment?
This book is like ram-packed with the lore.
You're all sick.
As well as all of the war scrolls and information that you would need. I was talking to an avid Nighthaunt player about this yesterday, who was super excited because he's sort of in the know enough to know, for example, that their ward saves are improving across the board, and so he's very excited to try those in games.
Yeah, there's some significant defensive buffs for the Nighthaunt, certainly, with this battle tome. Generally speaking, you're finding that the units have a bit more health. The way that their immunity to rend works has changed a little bit. So generally, their normal saves are a little bit worse, but you can now bolster them with things like all-out defense. And their ward saves are across the board a 5 up or better, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, perfect. But let's get on to the model, which is brand new coming out with this release, which is the Lord Vitriolic. This is a very disturbing creature. In life, it was something like a poisoner or a maker
snake
of
oil
like,
merchant
yeah,
of some
fake
sorts,
potions and curatives who deceived people and sort of let them down or led them to ruin. And Nagash is able to claim his soul because of his sort of malpractice, his evil deeds, and has reformed him into this horrific Lord Vitriolic with like backward jointed arms on top of his spine. He's horrible, but really fun in the game.
Yeah, so he's got some very...
Didn't miss much, no.
Basically, you can see his rack of
Apparently
potions.
this is going to go on for another hour.
In games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units, and you've got two options on how you do that. You can either just chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them, or you can concoct a very specific potion to do a specific job. And the effects of those can range from things like doing harm to the enemy unit, taking away some of their advantages, all the way through to things like stripping ward saves from enemy units. So
that one looks
it's a really good little problem-solving unit, so you can go, right...
You know who would love to do this?
Is this specific bonus or this specific debuff to the enemy unit?
Slathe. I'll go wake him up. Because I think that he would really, really shine, really sparkle. You know, he'd be sunshine right here during this. I'm pretty sure this is all of his favorites.
All the ghosts all the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded with...
And then I wouldn't have to deal with any of this anymore. Because this is terrible.
Or play games of Spearhead.
Yeah, it's very cool. And obviously a great place to start a new Nighthaunt army.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things were cool.
They're cool.
But there's a lot of people here...
This is like the gem shopping network for gamers.
You know, show them something.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of a gamer. Maybe I'll hang around.
Why don't we start with this?
What the fuck? What are those, Chaos Dwarves?
What an incredible reveal, Eddie! I know you're super excited.
I am very excited. This might be my new Age of Sigmar army. These are the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These are effectively the reincarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, an entirely redesigned and brand new army, coming out first in an army set, arriving alongside its new battle tome. The army set also serves as the spearhead force for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These models are phenomenal.
The fuck is that thing?
The rules are great. The lore is great. I love absolutely everything about them.
They have cars.
The miniatures.
I thought this was meant to be fantasy times.
Talk about like why they are these. When the time of chaos happened in the mortal realms, the Duardin, they retreated. They survived in their holds, or they took to the skies, or whatever. But
not these guys.
But not so the Zardron, the Chaos Duardin, who would become known as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They instead turned to Hashut, an ancient and terrible Duardin deity, who taught them the ways of hellsmithing. Yeah. So, and their whole culture is based around Hashut, the Bullfather. And we're going to see that sort of writ large across all of these models. Let's dive into the first thing that appears in this new army set. These are the Infernal Cohort with Hashutite spears. Say that fast if you can. They are the core unit for the Hellsmiths of Hashut.
Are they like Egyptians?
Straight off the bat, these are very dangerous Duardin indeed.
Let my people go.
Spears. Each of them's got like a glowing orb in it that contains.
No, there's a very particular look here that I'm kind of picking up on. I'm wondering if. What does it mean, Games Workshop? Are these people going to deny divinity?
Took over the holds, but where the Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those demon legions and decided to weaponize them into a fuel to power their war machines, their weapons, and their technology. So that green glow.
They have a mini Titan.
Demon juice that is powering the weapons of the Hellsmith.
Yeah, it's so cool. Things to talk about within this unit. Obviously, you've got like a unit champion. You see, you've got a musician. Which is like this weird combination of the bare-chested Duardin and a Hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously
he's got a massive dong.
It's a twofer kit. That's like internalism for this kit makes two different types of unit.
Is there a goblin with them?
Hashutite blades, basically shorter ways of killing people. They have different profiles.
What the fuck?
Yeah, both very useful. The spears generally are your slightly more defensive thing, so you get bonuses against the enemy that's charging you, against cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get bonuses for fighting into enemy infantry and taking the fight to the enemy. But both effectively heavily armored elite infantry.
Yeah, absolutely so. And you can paint them in different colours. The studio team's done a lovely job. The banner in the middle just is a really interesting nod to sort of the Zardron culture, which is, that's a ziggurat.
The one on the left,
right, with the Bullfather's
he's red. Like Dracula. But the one on the right, he's German.
As if by magic,
like Dracula. The one in the middle is Alfarius.
This is my favourite model within this.
It's a great hat.
It might be my favourite of the Hellsmiths. It's just so good.
Is that the same hat that they had in the Flintstones?
Carrying an enormous warglaive, which is glowing. See the runes at the top glowing with this sort of eldritch power. The war despots, they have to rule through a mixture of sort of...
I'm pretty sure that that's the same hat from the Flintstones.
Ensuring that everybody around them knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of the Hellsmiths. So they are dominant figures.
Yeah, like any Duardin, they couldn't demand the loyalty of their followers unless they were able to lead from the front, basically. So they're not cowardly, but they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their armies into battle proudly, but certainly not go for a fair fight.
And their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They plunder and take from the land, and they give nothing back. If they don't want it, they destroy it. They are like cruel in the extreme, because that's.
And there's still another hour of this.
Time of chaos.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's
There's no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An interesting sub-point. They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down.
Let's go wake up Sleeping Beauty.
From chaos. but in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Also within this spearhead is just this incredible centerpiece model, the Dominator engine. It's another kit that makes two things. So here you can see the immolation cannons. This is a enormous metal creation which is animated and powered by this demon energy roiling inside it. Have a look at the sort of brazier in its belly. You can see the demonic eyes peering out as like the demonic souls within a torch.
I love the flames on these things. That kind of like green into purple fire is such a beautiful sort of aesthetic. This is both an incredibly cool miniature, which I think I'm looking forward to see what painters do with this, because the heavy metal one is wonderful, but I think once this goes out into the wild and you're going to see
incredible interpretation.
Yeah, 1,000 painters painting this, it's going to be amazing. I can imagine this in beautiful non-metallics. In game, this thing is an absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save, armor save, which in Age of Sigmar is almost unheard of. It has loads of wounds. It hits really hard. The combat version can mulch entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of the stuff in the Hellsmith's army, their kind of army mechanic allows you to harness a demon power on specific units, so you can bolster the power of it. And on these, it's particularly devastating.
Fantastic. And we're still not done. Also within the spearhead, you'll find this. This is the Tormentor Bombard.
I really hate Deadpool sometimes.
If you cast your mind back, if you're old enough like me, to the
you gotta pay the rent somehow, right?
Were renowned for devastating artillery, particularly that lobbed things far across the battlefield, and that concept has been reimagined for the mortal realms with this just beautiful Tormentor Bombard.
What did Deadpool do? This curry made me squeeze my own ketchup.
War machine you use if you're being advanced on by multiple enemy units, so you can fire at a single
What did I miss?
unit and the units nearby all
we...
damage. That's how devastating this is. Very long range. I think it shoots 30 inches, which again is very good in Age of Sigmar. I think the Hellsmiths of Hashut, between this and some of their other units, have claimed to being one of the most devastating shooting armies in the mortal realm.
Missed the League of Votan? Oh, we're gonna have to go back and watch it all over then. Oh, jeez.
Like blowing up the enemy's big impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is
Wait, this has already been going for 40 minutes, so it's almost done. I missed the whole thing?
And kind of massed formations. This is your...
There's only going to be like 5 minutes left of this.
You can fire this at them, and this, with a fair, with decent rolls, will take out a monster in a single volley.
You're firing essentially a demon energy imbued bolt the size of 2.
They still have to reveal a lot? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's grim. This
Horus Heresy and Black Friday. That's where you get a savings.
Cards that you would want to have with your collection. It's the perfect jumping on point for an all-new Hellsmith of Hashut.
I don't like anything about these weird little short orcs.
But that's not it.
But that's not it. Why don't we show you some more?
Was that fucking centaurs?
If the launch box wasn't awesome,
what the fuck was that?
Followed shortly thereafter with all of those incredible models that you just saw, rounding out the force into a really substantial and impressive Warhammer Age of Sigmar army.
Yeah, immediately out of the gate you have...
Come on, Deadpool, you didn't need to hit me over the fucking head. You could have just said, give me a turn. What the fuck? It's centaurs!
Warhammer returning. Bull centaurs have been part of Warhammer for, I think, almost 35 years.
I remember being charged by these when I was like 13 or 14.
In the classic red with green bases back it was in the day. But this is a heavy cavalry unit. They are basically the experts at riding down enemy forces and crushing them.
Dual maces.
They hit very hard. They're well armored. These are the sort of manifestation of the power of Hashut in kind of form. The Duardin here have kind of warped.
Why does that one in the middle have a vagina on the front?
Ancient ancestor god.
Yeah, absolutely. You said a thing to me earlier that I thought was really striking, which is Hashut's whole thing is like trampling the mortal realms underfoot.
Yeah.
Right?
Right there.
The Duardin god.
Right there.
inherited a different realm and
Yeah,
he
so-
gets stuck with the realm.
So there's loads of really great lore in the new Battle Tome, and one of the things that comes out is the idea that there were the ancestor gods of the Dwarden, and Heshut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon, and he was given the realm of beasts, and he sort of felt that was almost like an insult, right? Like, I don't want the realm of beasts. So rather than trying to kind of be harmonious with it, he decided to just trample it flat.
These
All
look
of
like
his
the
incarnation of
ash vampires from Morrowind, but they're like
in the form of
plus
trampling, in the form of kind of
an
harnessing
orc,
and,
plus
subjugating
Sargon of Akkad, plus a centaur. Their beard is exactly like the Sargon kind of beard.
Towards Heshut of the Hellsmiths. They guard his holy places, whatever a holy place for the bull.
None of this appeals to you. I don't even know what Warhammer is.
Other bull centaurs means a passive unit. They're just really great.
See you later, Nitro.
And when you consider how much of the force might be standing back and raining death on the enemy, very useful in their own right. You also get like a little interesting nod to that Hashutite culture, sort of breathed into it through these.
Yeah,
So wait, they wear these like Guawold masks from Stargate,
They also
and their centaur.
imagery that we're used to from before, as does the next.
Now, are the horns
segueing in,
part of their like anatomy, or is it like a headdress or something? Because if how do they get that? Does that helmet get like bolted on? Does it get like encased around their head and horns?
Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, I think.
Why do they have tennis balls? Why do those guns have tennis balls in them?
in their own right. Again, they're harnessing that sort of demonic power to.
They've just got tennis ball launchers.
And the kit makes two options. So you have those, and you have the flame hurlers, which, I mean, they hurl flames. There's not much more explanation particularly required.
Yeah, two really powerful units.
Wow.
Blunderbusses, not much
The flame hurls hurl flames.
A bit more range on them. The flame hurlers can fire while you're in combat, which is really handy. So even if the enemy manages to reach you, you can still sort of set them on fire. But the thing that really makes them is that through
Did GW just kind of want to like slowly move away from the word flamer that they've used for years for their flamethrowers because of flamer also being a derogatory term?
horrific. So if the enemy is like charging your,
They look like orcs. That looks like an orc with a beard.
shooting against it, you can wipe out.
That's an orc.
cavalry
That's
and
just a little orc.
and stuff like that. They are very, very good.
It's like they took one of the ogre nation heads and then shrunk it down and then put it.
Yeah, exactly. But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the the wheels of the enemy, so to speak? Good news. There is a genial relationship between the Hellsmiths of Heshut and the Hobgrots, who sort of bolster their ranks. Hobgrots are also really into doing awful things and desecrating the world, and so they
The Hobgrots.
vassal state within the Zardron culture. In exchange for better weapons than they could like forage for themselves, they get to join the army and whack stuff. They fill a really interesting niche in that they are faster than the Hellsmiths and they can scout.
Why is that skull on the base like? Why was it all black and like glossy?
Your force is going to be very good at shooting.
That one's a pirate.
Relatively slow, so you're going to be moving on to the objectives late game. But these can scout, as you say, so you can kind of push them forward.
Hey, what's with that skull?
Have those objectives, just get under the feet of enemy units. They will absolutely be.
Look at the dust on that table. Look at the dust that's like next to them all. There's so much dust.
With bull centaurs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely.
Why is there so much dust there?
We've obviously seen
Ugh.
Hobgrots, Cruel Boys Force, but these are.
I mean, I can't talk,
by the
but
themselves, so they've got slightly better armor, maybe than the ones that don't.
None of that.
this is a professional company.
Oh no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon stuff.
So let's look at some of the extra sort of heroes that join the faction. This is the Demon Smith. They are the ones who do the hellsmithing, I suppose it's fair to say. And you can see in this model there's some real sort of hints as to who he is. Obviously a wizard. He's got that demonic power sort of coming out of his hand. He's got his tome, looks like it's sort of etched in. I don't know what
like
stone that is.
obsidian jade.
Yeah,
like that,
exactly.
yeah.
With like vile runes. I think his lectern is animated. In a nutshell, they
How
are.
good is that paint scheme though?
It's
Whoever painted that in the heavy metal team, well done.
Yeah,
Well done, guys.
It's just stunning. They fill.
There's nothing else to say, so now start talking about the paint job.
The hellsmithing.
Yeah, they allow the kind of army to work. In game terms, they do a as being a wizard, which is obviously great. they can heal your war machines as well. So if you've got any of those big infernal engines, or you've got any of your cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back into them, sort of thing.
Yeah, this kit has another option in it. It also makes an Ashen Elder. We showed you the Anointed Centaurs, who are the ones who guard the holy sites.
He's a reverse
They're doing
vampire.
the rituals inside the holy sites. And you can see that
You like these dwarves, Davos?
happened to his skin. The older a Hellsmith gets, the more they start to become like stone. Their skin cracks. If they're very powerful, if they have the right magics available,
You can hold it at bay a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
But Doom is.
I don't know.
There's a couple of really
The staff has like a beard because it's like vomiting out smoke.
But you had a fascinating fact about the hammer.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that are really fun about this miniature. But if we go for
The hammer looks like the Xbox symbol.
Hammers are actually seen
It's the fucking Xbox symbol.
Remind them of the other dwarven ancestor gods, which really like hammers. But this particular hammer is blessed in the blood of other dwarves.
Of Xbox, it's blessed in the blood of Xbox. Wow.
And then slain them in a sacrifice and blessed the hammer in that blood. So that's.
Oh, come on. That's the Xbox symbol.
Oh, they hate this guy.
Like,
yeah.
pick on this guy the most, right?
The Caradrons and the Fire Slayers really do not get on with the Hellsmiths. Like there is a lot. They've got beef, basically.
Yeah, absolutely so. There's also another character we should talk about. This is Urak Tar. He's the first demon smith. Back in that ancient time when the Hellsmiths needed to learn.
I like the brass bowl.
He learned the secrets of this demon smithing from Hashut.
That could be a pretty cool thing to put a character on.
And abominably powerful. You can see how that manifests his the petrification.
Are they done with Old World?
Trenches of
I don't know. They said this is going to go on for how long?
Erupting from his skull. He's mounted on.
How long is this? We've been going for. Wow, this has been going for 45 minutes now.
Centerpiece written all over him. Incredible spot within the lore. Wonderful.
Yeah, very, very cool miniature. It's a 2-for-1 kit as well, which is really cool. It also makes your Demon Smith on Infernal Taurus. There's a bunch of options on this kit as well, which is amazing. So I can't wait to see what painters do with this kit particularly, because it is just asking for a beautiful color scheme. You can imagine this in like beautiful non-metallics or metallics or glowing runes or kind of petrified rock or something else. But again, that kind of manifestation of Hashut
as crystals.
Never decided
as the entire thing is done like gemstone, where the bowl is made from gems.
Stone or something like that.
And the only wood on the base is like
burnt to cinder. Yeah, you can imagine him walking through a forest of just like that.
Yeah.
There you go. You want some ideas? Just let me slap some ideas down and then challenge people to do it.
It's looking good. Here is my personal favorite. You have the War Despot. You can see he's a very chunky looking Duard, and if I stick this Infernal Razor next to him, you get a sense of, sorry, I'm just making your life.
Do you call him an Infernal Raisin?
You can see like bigger in stature, more powerful. Moving along, you have the Demon Smith and the Ashen Elder. Teeny tiny little hobcrot on the end of the line. Really quite sort of scrawny, just perfect for, subverting to your will and getting through your daily work.
Just for kind of scale purposes, that's the same size, more or less, as the hobgrots that currently exist in the Cruel Boys range, so you get an idea of the size. Much larger. We have the bull centaur there, so you can see that the power of Hashut sort of coursing through that guy.
It's Motaro or whatever from Mortal Kombat.
Miniature there. It's like on a scale with some of the kind of I guess like Agrodon sort of size, that kind of.
He's big to say the least, but not as big as. Terrible segue. Here we go. Just
even beefier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
this is such a cool model.
Those legs are fucking ridiculous.
You can have a few of these in your army as well. There's a few different options for kind of heads and things. So I certainly expect to see.
What do you think? Who's gonna turn that into a dreadnought for 40k? Who's gonna turn, or into like a robot, like one of the abominable intelligences?
It doesn't all fit on the table.
I don't think anybody will be complaining.
Everybody will be complaining. Oh, come on.
So you can see the two war machines.
Again, these have got like really lovely little dioramas on the back. So you've got multiple.
Nitro was here for a while. Nitro was here for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Funneling the demonic power into the engine, or stoking the furnace and that sort of thing. A little bit like the Leagues of Votan artillery we saw before. These are just like wonderful little pieces in their own right.
Yeah, but let's bring in Uraktar, shall we?
Yeah, he's the big guy. Here he is.
We're bringing in Erectar difficulties.
So I mean, this is it's a fairly big model.
Towers above even the Dominator engine.
There we go.
Just exceptional. There'll be loads more pictures of this on warhammercommunity.com, and you can see it all in more detail. There's probably some bits and pieces of information that we left out. We need to move on.
Yeah, we
need to move on. Yes.
Before I do, one more thing. I'm aware that lots of people in the chat might be keen to know about Warcry and whether or not Warcry is relevant here. The Warhammer Studio team are going to publish rules for using Hellsmiths of Hashut for Warcry when they release.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled on the Warhammer community website. There'll be a free download that lets you try out some of the Hellsmith models in Warcry in your games.
Yeah, so not only will there be a full new army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, they will also feature as an entire new faction in Warcry as well.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
also...
Yes, it would be nice if we segued seamlessly into the Warhammer Underworlds. So welcome to Spikewood. This is an expansion for Warhammer Underworlds. It's the scene is essentially you're in the Spikewood. You have a Hellsmiths of Hashut warband fighting against the Kenothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
Yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between the
Dwarf horses versus elf horses. Am I? This is their
protecting nature, and the Kenothi are a particularly kind of warlike aspect of that, following the kind of absent hunter god Kurnoth. So they will defend the wild places of the Mortal Realms.
Yeah. So here you can see the two warbands. So this is an expansion, as we say, for Emberguard, and you have the Hellsmiths. You have the Kenothi. The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit. Bottom left-hand corner, you have a War Despot. Her army advancing into the Spikewood has suffered a strategic reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting it, obviously, against the other warband.
Yeah, and you've got some great archetypes in the mix there as well.
What's the other warband?
The Hobgrot.
Horse people, come on.
He does, because if you've been playing Warhammer for a very long time, you may remember Hobgoblins from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and there was a unit called Throat Cutters, I think it was, or Throat Slitters. He is basically a homage to those.
It's really lovely.
Which is really lovely to see.
Yeah, they've got their rules reflect that sort of.
Oh, she's got a whip.
Take what you
Look at
want.
that. Look at that whip right there.
Just for the joy of it, sort of mentality. The other warband in this set is, he says, well, there we go. The Kurnoth.
That's it.
These are.
So the other guys. So the other team gets 3 guys.
They make these Kenothi. The thing to point out with them in terms of like their rules and how they play is that they're very defensive. Because they're holding what they've got. They're not interested in stealing other people's stuff. They just want to protect their woods.
Yeah, but they're gingers.
So while they're in their own area of the board, if you're an Underworlds player, you'll be familiar with the sort of mechanic.
I mean, why?
They're better, so they're better at defending their own objectives.
So it's quite an interesting warband then, because they're quite a fast warband, and usually you expect that to be quite aggressive, but your bonuses are for defensive play.
Yeah, so
they've got glowing belly buttons.
Areas in your own area. And
I love these miniatures. I think we've seen Kenothi in Underworlds before, and this is a kind of expansion of that, but I think this is a phenomenally cool looking warband.
I looked at them too long, and I'm really disturbed by their gemstones glowing in their belly
You don't like the
buttons.
glowing belly buttons?
Something about it, man.
I dig it. I'm here for glowing belly buttons.
So
I'm here for glowing belly buttons, he says.
Warhammer Underworlds. What an awesome set of releases for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
And 10 years of Warhammer.
That's a really fair
well.
point. Yeah. 10 years ago this month, we saw the arrival of the Mortal Realms, the birth of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. We're going to be sort of showing over the coming year a whole bunch of interesting things to do with the Mortal Realms. So if you enjoy Warhammer Age of Sigmar, you're in for a good time.
If you enjoy Warhammer Sigmar, you're in for some glowing naval good times.
Reminded us that there is in fact 5 more things to
Oh,
talk
there's
about.
more. Look at this.
And we're already getting the move along sign. There are 4 more boxes coming for Warhammer Underworlds. Each box contains 4 warbands. Each box also synergizes with a particular faction. So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow.
There's like an angry crab right here.
From the Order faction, Grand Alliance, I should say. This is the Death one. These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos warbands. And we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to. The Gitz and Goliath, the Destruction warbands. Each, anybody who plays Warhammer Underworlds will know, each Warhammer Underworlds warband is lovely, right? They're just characterful and they home into a different part of the Mortal Realm setting. And you get 4 in a box. It's delightful. To play with them, you would need to pick up this, which is the Warbands of Spitewood. It contains all the cards and everything that you want. So whether you fancy playing with them in Warhammer Underworlds, seamlessly integrating them with their War Scroll cards into Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or just having some different hobby experiences. There's 16 opportunities in 4 boxes.
There are, every one of those boxes is all killer, no filler. There are some beautiful miniatures in there, including the...
All killer, no filler. That's the new phrase now.
We are now at the end of the Mortal Realms.
It would be a good time to check in on Question Corner and see if there are, in fact...
Do you say we're at the end of the model reveal?
People are very, very excited to hear about the Hellsmiths joining Warcry. That'd be really cool.
Fantastic. We're really pleased because we want them to be able to play with them and enjoy them.
Yeah, and of course the range is stunning, so people are super pumped about that. So there's a bit of confusion about the Grand Alliance that they come from. So presumably they come from the Chaos Grand Alliance, and if so, how do they fit in with the
play with that much demon power?
No, I mean you have tusks growing out of your face and horns growing out.
Dogs of War are pirates.
Something's got a little bit demonic there, but they would consider themselves
Poi rats.
Of Order, but they are in the Chaos Grand Alliance. They also trade with the various forces of Chaos, so perhaps Chaos Warlords and things would go to their ziggurats and be served with like weapons.
That's right. You got to go to that ziggurat.
The bounty that is collected across the realms. They also have a kind of symbiotic relationship with the Hobgrots and have traded with like the Cruel Boys and things like that. But they are Chaos Grand Alliance.
Nice. So,
Chaos Grundlegs?
Fit in with the Chaos Pantheon.
Really badly.
Yeah, it does not play well with others as a recurring theme, really.
So he is part of the pantheon of the Dwarven gods, right? But he feels ostracized. They understandably want to ostracize him. So the Hellsmiths kind of vilely resent the other Dwarven gods. It's a very fractious relationship, which is why there's vitriol between them.
They're in that kind of relationship.
We need to go to our next setting, which we will do.
There's like a guy off stage just like, move it along. Move it along.
So, there are a multitude of great releases coming if you play Legions Imperialis. It's all tanks. So if you're a treadhead, settle in and we'll take you on a tour.
We'll tank you on a tour.
Plastic kits that make some...
What the shit?
Of those, 4 of each. And so if you want to just rain death on the enemy, blow them out of their cover. This really...
Does anyone actually play that? I don't know.
On that famous Rhino chassis.
I don't know.
The Vindicator Siege Tank Squadron. Essentially, what's the biggest gun you can stick on a Rhino? Oh, it appears to be a gun with a breech big enough to stuff a whole
I want an
Space
even
Marine
bigger
in it.
gun though, Adam. I want a bigger gun.
Why is this freezing now or whatever?
Is on the way. It's just
the fuck is that?
Bigger and more dangerous than the Vindicator. And you get like a nice guy with a flamer just warming things up and making sure that everything goes.
Is he contributing? Like, by the time you've been shot by that siege gun, how much of a flamethrower do you really need?
I imagine he's just like drive through and he's like, you're getting some and you're getting some. So if you want to blow things up from further away, maybe there's a Titan squadron that offends you, then you could do a lot worse than the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer Squadron. These are firing turbo lasers. That guy is offering you a fist bump. It is a tanks over the enemy.
Yeah, some debate in the office as to whether it's a heavy tank destroyer or a heavy tank destroyer.
Yeah, exactly. We've had some debate.
Let us know in the chat which one you think it is.
Do you think it's a heavy tank for destroying or a tank for destroying heavy things? Answers.
Possibly both. Possibly.
It's a heavy tank destroyer.
Of the tanks. It's so heavy. It's super heavy. Is the Mastodon assault transport? What if you want to just pack Space Marines into a tank, drive it across the battlefield, open your gates, and charge into an enemy stronghold, having leveled the walls with a melter array? Then this is the way for you to do so. It's even got its own anti-aircraft system on the top.
Which is it? Which is it? Which?
It's sort of a
Wickage.
30,000.
Wickage is my favorite of all the Ewoks.
The design on this, we've seen this at like standard Warhammer 40,000 scale. It's beautiful. It's still beautiful at small scale. It's just little. Yeah. So those kits, like loads and loads of tanks, the Treadheads rejoice. All of the rules for those, in fact, all of the rules for all of the units in Legions Imperialis can be found in Liber Strategia, essentially a thing that combines all of the rules and puts them in one place. If you've got a copy of the core rulebook and got a copy of this, you are ready to rock and roll, along with a whole bunch of other rules content. There's too much to go into here and now, but have a look in the article that's going to be on Warhammer Community, and we'll talk more about it closer to the launch. What if you really like...
I mean, it'd be kind of neat. What the fuck?
You want to mark objectives and or token effects. We're releasing a really just useful set of token markers for you to use in your games. I find these sort of things very useful for reminding me what effects are going on in the game. And then there's all the formation and data sheets you need for your Legions Imperial.
Old World got one model. Oh, well. That's a shame.
Just done a cracking job of making sure that, like, the rules are accessible, you can get hold of them. It's really fun time. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, kind of compiled a lot of stuff together into a much more convenient way of approaching it.
I've got a good friend who's super into it, and he was asking me about, like, you know, how he gets all of his...
This would be kind of neat if I had a Legionis Imperialis army to do my Space Marines in, but in a smaller scale, so I could have, like, the whole chapter, or just like a company.
But we have the
It'd be kind of neat.
I think we showed one before,
didn't we? We did, yeah. I absolutely love these. So this is the new Mark II Assault Marines. Mark II is kind of one of the more brutal looking of the various different Space Marine armor marks, and these guys have ramped that up even further. You've got some options in this kit for a variety of different weapon options.
Those would look good. Those would look good as World Eaters.
Optional free upgrade to the chainsword that comes normally with your Assault Marines.
Yeah.
Those would look good as Khorne Berserkers.
It even has heavy chain axes for extra clout. Think of them as slightly slower than chain axes, but they have a more dangerous...
Those are Khorne Berserkers.
More dangerous effect, absolutely.
No, those are Iron Warriors, Slathe. No, but those models, those, I'm going to say, those would be great for World Eaters. Those are World Eater models.
If you're dying to have that classic chainsword loadout, then there's some good news, because you can swap the arms with the ones that are on the Mark VI Assault Marines, or you can just...
That bolt pistol looks different. Why does that salamander look like he just farted? He's got this, like, face on it.
You've got a couple of heavy chain axes too, which is another upgrade you can put onto some of the models. The Sergeant's got the option for some pistols and close combat weapons. And as you can see with the salamander on the screen there as well, you can also equip them with combat shields. So loads of different things you can choose to mix them in with.
Is that axe bent?
We're going to see some of these converted with all the different Space Marine kits. One of the lovely things about the Horus Heresy is that so many of the kits are really interchangeable with each other, so you can take bits and heads and arms and weapons and stuff and really create it.
I really like the breastplate on these, that high gorget looks fantastic. They're just fantastic looking models. Well done them. There's more coming as well. We previewed the Journal Tactical, which is available to order right now. In fact, all of Saturnine is available to order right now. There's a new Journal Tactical on the horizon. It's called the Forges of Saturn, and this is really all about Vulcan's gift to his brothers through the Saturnine project, and so it focuses very heavily on all of those suits of armor that we've seen in the Saturnine box.
Yeah,
no.
In this book,
hard pass. No.
You need to do more stuff with your Saturnine miniatures. So there are different, basically, things that you can do to your Saturnine miniatures using other kits, mixing kits together to create new units. So this is a really great example. This is a Saturnine command squad, and what you've got here is a unit that's taken bits from the command squad sprues and also some spare bits from someone who's built a Saturnine Praetor with his axe. You get the hammer spare. You can now give it to characters in your Saturnine command squad and basically make them into a champion. The other option that you can have inside this is to make one of your Saturnine Terminators into a Saturnine Centurion. That's the Thousand Suns guy on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have like two...
Well, it's getting political. Thousand Suns guy on the far left.
The ability to have an entire Saturnine styled army if you wanted to.
Yeah, one of the topics that's handled inside this...
Those look like Blood Ravens.
The way the Legions embrace Saturn.
The first miniature I ever bought was one of the original Terminators in that shape.
That really plays into the hands of the
Thousand Suns love it. It's their favorite.
But there's all sorts of things, not just the Thousand Suns.
I'm not going to make any friends with this one, but these are horrible.
Lots to enjoy, and we'll tell you more about it as we get closer.
Yeah, Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff about how the different legions have sort of.
These are horrible.
The Sons have sort of used it as intended to some extent and kind of put all of their psychic pilots inside them. The word bearers immediately crammed it full of demons just to see what would happen. But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognized the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place for it in their legions.
Perfect. Right.
I don't want to find a place for Saturnine in my legion. Get it the fuck out of here. Get rid of it. No. No. No, I'm making it official. There will be no Saturnine Bloodhounds. No Saturnine Shadow Legion. They do not exist. They do not exist. None of them. None. Not one. Not one. I'm not doing it. I am not playing that game. There are no Saturnine.
The traitor legions are in full retreat. What happens next?
There's like Dorn and Gilliman, and it's kind of like, and then I pinched my shoulder pad like this. Wait, what? You just pinched your shoulder pad like how I'm crunching this like golden idol doll? That's right. I pinched it. And then Emilio Estevez, he tipped his hat like this. Dorn, why do you have the same haircut as Captain Pike from Strange New Worlds Star Trek? Why do you have like a faux hawk? Why do you, Dorn, why do you have like a quirky modern age lesbian haircut?
To me earlier on, there's kind of like 3 core themes out there that's being explored through this.
So
I'm not one to normally take shots at Dorn, but he's got a lesbian haircut.
3 principal themes. Theme number 1 is what happens with the legions of Astartes, right? They essentially caused all of this, or their brothers have. They've ruined the work of the Great Crusade. The Imperium is in tatters.
We'll get an Iron Cage book. Valrak will seethe.
This catastrophe for the traitor legions.
The rumored Scouring series.
The War Master is dead. Their whole purpose for doing this has now failed. The Chaos Gods withdraw some of their power. So suddenly they thought they were onto a good thing, and now they're relatively alone and at sea. How do they survive? How do they regroup? The third group is, in my opinion, maybe the most compelling, which is what of humanity, right?
Will be the book where the Ultra Chads save the Imperial Fists from their folly in the Iron Cage. Well, yeah, they're the greatest of them all. Why wouldn't
How
they?
do they respond? How does humanity rally, and how does it perceive the place of the Space Marine legions that remain?
Absolutely. And I think worth saying as well, this is...
Why is Dorn so angry?
Oh, yeah.
And why is he pinching his shoulder pad pauldron? He's like pinching it.
And then gone through
It's
the
like-
Siege of Terror. First of all, very well done. There's a lot of books to read.
It's just like, of course I can pinch my shoulder pad. Robotay Gilliman's just kind of like, see? It's not as easy as you thought, is it? You thought that you could just do it. I can! I can, though! No, you can't. It'll move with... No, if I just keep reaching... it keeps moving out of my...
If you've never read a Chris Wright book and you just want to dip your toes in ahead of trying this, I could not recommend enough of Valdor, Birth of the Imperium. It sort of sits outside the rest of the sort of Horus Heresy experience a little bit. And it's like top tier Black Library fiction, and might be a fun way to sort of whet your appetite for more Chris Wright. As we approach the release of this, we're going to have a full-length interview with Chris talking about Ashes of the Imperium and all of the care and consideration that's gone into it and the narrative that unfolds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think
that was awesome. I really am super excited for it.
An hour and 8 minutes. They said it would be an... How long?
we're not even close.
We promised that we would return to the grim darkness of the Dark Millennium, and we do now with 5 new Space Marine heroes for 5 of the first founding chapters.
Right, this is Vulcan Heston. So this is a model returning that has previously been in metal and resin and is now in plastic. Vulcan Heston is a famed hero of the Salamanders chapter, and his particular mission is to scour the galaxy looking for the relics left by his Primarch, the namesake Vulcan. He wears some of those relics himself, so he is equipped with an artificer suit of armor. He is carrying a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan that crackles with magma fire and is able to slice through
Magma fire.
walking through flames. Just in case you weren't sure he was as cool as he can be, he's just walking through the fire there as well. He is probably the most iconic Salamander's character that exists in Warhammer 40,000, and it's great to see him in plastic. He has a couple of head options. You can have helmeted or unhelmeted.
Health and safety first.
Both of them look very, very cool indeed. He is only one.
So make sure you like magnetize or pin it.
We have a very iconic and well-known hero returning in a new incarnation. Darnath Lysander, first captain of the first company, I probably should say, of the Imperial Fists chapter. He's been remade in the sort of new Terminator armor style that we saw for the first time.
Darnath was broken. It's been remade.
A substantial man in that armor. He has an enormous storm shield. He's carrying that incredible looking thunder
Might be
hammer.
the best storm shield in Warhammer. It's up there, isn't it?
It's right up
It's
there, yeah. I think the Lion might argue with you, but we're talking top 3, right? Yeah, everything you'd expect from this iconic hero of the Imperial Fists chapter.
Nice to see a helmeted option in there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking the...
If you don't want to paint a face, and sometimes you just want to get him on the battlefield nice and fast.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yellow, I don't know, I might find it easy to paint the flesh, to be honest. He is not the only. There are 5 of them together. So next up, we have Canok Var, a new character.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy.
This is the
I like his little servo skull. Why does he have... Wait, why does he have...
You're kind of captain of the first company.
What is that? Like an... What's that called? It's like a Japanese weapon, like an ogre club or something? An ogre mace?
Some really lovely little features on here, really leaning into the kind of Iron Hands lore.
The hell is that?
Lots of nods towards his technological know-how.
It'll be the book where the ultra... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's got sort of servo skulls attached by data tethers, sort of conjuring information. Look at the one on the bottom right-hand corner. He looks like he's projecting a Fortress of Redemption.
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege.
And I think my favourite thing on this model is actually the power maul, which is shaped after a Tetsubo, not a weapon I'm used to seeing, and it just really works on this guy. Sort of.
So I was right. A power maul that's based on like the Japanese fucking ogre maul.
This one's cool, guys.
The model which
Valrak will be happy for less.
Your imagination, the Raven Guard have a new chapter master.
Absolutely love this guy.
They have a new chapter master?
Of the Raven Guard. And you might be saying, Eddie, they already have a chapter master. What happened to Shrike? Shrike has led the Raven Guard for some years, but has decided actually his place is better in the shadows as the captain of stealth assaults, and he has left Etheon Shan to lead the Raven Guard as their figurehead and their commander, and the miniature is absolutely phenomenal. We very recently had Logan Grimnar released, I think only this last weekend.
So this is just...
This continues...
so this is just like other Shrike?
Phenomenally cool looking chapter master miniature.
Yeah, he's redolent in sort of the imagery of the Raven Guard.
Here's like the Ken. There's Ryu and Ken, and then there's Shrike and this guy. Shrike and Shan.
Look at those claws.
He's got 3 head options. Aethon Shan is a really just tremendous centerpiece model, and I think the Raven Guard fans out there are going to be delighted by.
So they've got a new chapter master. Some guy.
Sabodin Khan. He is the first captain of the White Scars chapter, so he leads its first company.
Is that a jet bike?
This just mighty looking grav bike. It's got a Gatling cannon mounted into the front. He's just the perfect...
A grav bike.
White Scars hero huntsman archetype.
Because this is like now new Primaris shit. Primaris now have grav bikes.
On the front of the jet bike is very reminiscent of some of their...
I'm expecting that what is it? They might make that into a thing. You can get squads of that. Or people are going to get this model just to cannibalize his bike. So that way they could have a squad of these guys.
It is just the most White Scars looking thing you've ever seen. It fits beautifully in an army if you've got lots of outriders and fast moving stuff. It's been quite a long wait for the White Scars to have a character on a bike, and it's well worth it.
Had to walk, haven't they? So not anymore. Really beautiful. How do I get my hands on these? You say there's some questions to answer there. There's a series of combat patrols coming out. Listen carefully, and I'll explain the one piece.
I don't know. Grav bike now it's now a thing. It's a thing now. There it is. The grav bike, Primaris grav bike.
A transport and Sabodin Khan.
Right there.
He will be available.
It's a thing now.
That long after the release of this combat patrol, he's the only one of these new heroes that comes inside a combat patrol. The others are available separately, but here are the combat patrols that come out with them. So you have an Imperial Fist combat patrol, just full of heavily armored Imperial Fist troops. You've got Terminators and a command group.
That looks like a good box. I would want to get that.
Iron Hands, heavy intercessors, heavy weapons.
I'm not as excited about that, but the cannons are kind of cool.
Tough, durable.
Like, you're never gonna get, like, you're like, be real. You're never gonna get one of those cannons. So now that it's in a box set, you might go, oh well, you get 2 of them, and then you'll never get it again. The Imperial Fist one looks the best so far.
But what if you just want to carry all the flames all the time?
Yeah.
Every model in this entire combat patrol has something that makes you hotter.
Either a melter gun or a flamethrower
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
I think there's some assault intercessors who maybe ruin my attempt at connecting it. But do you know what? That is a lot of flamer and or melter, and I think you can excuse us.
Some new transfers in those kits as well, Adam.
It doesn't have any wheel.
It
can't be a bike.
Secret nerd part of Warhammer. I get really excited by transfer sheets. I can't do freehand to save my life, but I can stick a decal on with the best of them. Each of these
Well, here's the thing. How many wheels does a workout bike have?
that you can apply all the details of the heraldry and everything. And there's loads of cool extras on those. Case in point, the Imperial Fist one has some decals that do Crimson Fists. So if you were a fan of the Crimson Fists successors, then you can fill your boots. We'll show you those ahead of time so you can sort of plan your purchases and your painting experiences as we get closer to these.
And so you can plan your purchases. That's the whole point of this.
Right here, we've got some kind of
The whole point of this is so people can go, ooh, this is coming out. I'm going to get this and this and this and this and this.
Raven Guard side. I brought along a
Regular.
An A cycle.
It's not a small model by any stretch.
It's without cycle.
To get a sense of how big the new chapter master of the Raven Guard is there. He's on a big base. He's going to be quite an intimidating character. Certainly going to be the largest of your infantry models. Probably standing not far off the height of a Redemptor Dreadnought at the top of his base there.
Yeah, what's interesting is you may have a tactical rock to sort of raise him up a little, but Darneth Lysander is such a brute that he's not that much shorter than either of the 2 models you just mentioned. He really is very dominating. And then Sabodin Khan next to an Outrider. First of all, check out the sort of similarities between the stylings, the sort of the shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of things that you see on the Outrider. But if you spin it around, check out some of the details.
There are so
on the
many
back.
lovely details on this. I really like the shield. There's some sheaths. There's some extra weapons. There's like
Like I'm wondering now, when are they going to ship out these grav bikes as their own unit?
freehand or something like that.
Or how long until people get a bunch of that guy to make a squad of grav bikes?
See what people do with it. There we are. Space Marine.
Surely that's all the Space Marine we have time for.
So you say that, but there is a little bit more Space Marine on the way. This one's really exciting for me because
Nobody wants to talk about this, but there's a huge difference in his size between the first Space Marines and the latest.
The first ever officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. This is the Lieutenant Titus Mark 10 helmet made by Joytoy. If you've not heard of Joytoy, where have you been hiding? Joytoy make beautiful action figures under license from Games Workshop. They do Warhammer 40,000 ones, and they do Warhammer Age of Sigmar ones, and they do Warhammer the Horus Heresy ones, and now they have made this incredible helmet. It's just really something, and I can talk about some of its features. Inside, it's got an adjustable sort of headband, so you can change it to fit your head. What that means is that unless you've got the teeniest, tiniest of heads, like a small child or a grot, you should be able to make it fit. I have the most preposterous, like, potato head imaginable.
I think I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, which is just put it on.
Yeah, I will. But before I do, so this is the prototype that we've been sort of working with them on. And before I do, I'm going to flip a switch because we're under very bright studio lights. But inside, can you see the illuminated? A little bit. There's some really great pictures that you'll be able to see later. But I feel like a Space Marine already. This is just
I feel like I'm standing next to a Space Marine. It's incredible.
I mean, it's never felt so good to feel like Lieutenant Titus. So the lenses inside illuminate. You can buy it with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark 10 helmet stand. It looks like something straight out of a battle barge or a Fortress Monastery cell where a Space Marine might put his war gear when he's finished on campaign. It's your choice whether you want to get the helmet separately or with that, but I've had this in my office for quite a while and it looks really cool. When can you get your hands on it, I guess is the question.
When can I get my hands on it, Adam?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is, when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So you will be able to go to warhammermerch.com and pre-order it. So yeah, I'm just over the moon to see this in the flesh, in real world. Very, very exciting. We're still not done with Warhammer 40,000. We need to go to Kill Team, to the Kill Team.
The Kill Team. Let's take a look. Blade Master Veteran.
So, an amazing new box for Kill Team, a new expansion, 2 brand new Kill Teams, a new Kill Zone, some incredible miniatures. Let's take a look. This is Kill Team Tomb World, and you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just bursting with cool stuff.
This might be the best Kill Team box we've released. It's
bold
way up
claim,
there.
and I struggle to argue.
It's up there. There's some beautiful stuff in here. I mean, if we talk about the battlefield first, you've got some absolutely amazing.
So what is this? Necrons?
In a little bit like the Into the Dark scenery.
Ooh, I like this. I like these buildings with the Necrons inside the alcoves. This is good. Scoop this up before it disappears, because they're never gonna make fucking alien terrain again for a long time. Scoop it up. If you want something like this, get it while it lasts, because this will be not redone for a while.
Original Kill Team. The name Kill Team itself comes from the concept of Deathwatch, and they have come out with an amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these guys in the box. You can build them in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any favourites from the
I mean,
mix
for me, I'm all about the big firepower, right? So, sort of bottom right, you have a Flesh Terrier holding a frag cannon, because that's the best way to greet the Xenos, right?
A frag
you can't go
cannon.
wrong. I called him out as a Flesh Terrier because I happen to know he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices available.
Some quite obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, I mean, so Flesh Terriers are perhaps not obscure, but they're not necessarily what you might expect. For example, top center, that's a member of the Wolf Spears, which is one of the few successors to the Space Wolves chapter. You've got an Ultramarine on the right-hand side. The crossed swords on the one bottom left, I think, is probably making him a Guardian of the Covenant.
I think you might.
Why do so many Games Workshop employees look like they've never seen the inside of a gym?
We had a fun game earlier on where we tried to guess.
So that's how you know I don't work for GW.
There as well, that you can't quite make them out, but
There's 5 more that you can see here. So if you see any that are a chapter that you're interested in, shout them out in the chat.
Even if I've never been to a gym.
Because there's a lot of fans for those guys. Loads of options, loads of different specializations for your kill teams to be built with. They really are the personification.
The one on the top right looks like Harrison Ford.
And when you play Kill Team, the way that this, any Kill Team works is that you have a roster of different warriors, and then you can choose the ones you want before your game starts. You get 10 models in this box to make your Kill Team. You've got loads of different options.
That's well more than enough to make your kill team, isn't it?
In game will be 5 of those warriors, and you can pick any 5 you want.
This is crap and a year too late. Well, you know what? No, this is several years too late. Don't you think that the Death Watch have been drowning at the bottom of the pool ever since Primaris came out?
He's even more upgunned than you might.
The Death Watch just got updated. Their range got updated. Then they made Primaris Marines. So they made a box set where you could put shoulder pads on your Primaris Marines and make them Death Watch. Death Watch were essentially left to drown for the last, what, 8 years? 8 or 9 years? 10 years? Has it been about 10 years? The Death Watch have been just, like, completely just left to die.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're not the only thing in the kit, although you might excuse our enthusiasm for thinking so. There's also the Canoptic Circle. These are the Necron guardians of this tomb complex. Essentially, their job has been...
These are alright.
The animation protocols of all of the Necrons that you see in these alcoves. We'll show you some more of the terrain in a bit. And so these are the sentinels.
The unsleeping Necron sentinels.
And they were just going about their business.
Last year they made them not an army so they can get bent.
And decided to start wrecking up the place. So they've had to
Buying China prints of these models.
It is a very powerful kill team. This is the.
I think the best thing about this whole thing, though, is the terrain.
That's the model you can see there. She is
the Necron terrain. That's brilliant. They need more stuff like that, so you can play in different environments.
Coordinate the efforts.
They need more of this stuff. Like this Necron terrain that's amazing. What is going on here?
Left-hand side with the guns on the top is the tomb crawler. Then sort of the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right-hand side. Then the smaller things.
Wish GW would return to making a game with a single expansion. Not a fan of the modern business practices. What the fuck?
Into action.
Yeah, the crawlers have got some particularly formidable weaponry, right?
I mean, it wasn't Kill Team. I mean, like, if you go back to like 3rd edition, there was City Fight, right? Armageddon. There was like campaign books, little small expansions and updates to the game. What the fuck?
Solid gun platforms, and then you've got the rest of the force which whizzes around and does the objective taking stuff. So it's a really flexible little kill team. Also worth pointing out that the box has a bunch of Necron warriors. Why does it have a bunch of Necron warriors, you might ask? They're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is rules for playing basically co-op missions where you both play as Deathwatch and you're up against hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors.
Joint operations is super fun.
So essentially it's like Call of Duty Nazi zombies, but with robots?
Stalking around a Necron, awakening Necron tomb complex is almost too appealing to say no to.
And just a great other way of playing the game.
I'm going to totally jump on it. Have a look around this board, and you can see in some of those alcoves there are those reanimating Necrons and stuff.
And there's like weird portals and glyphs and all sorts of stuff.
Replete with cool imagery. There's fallen masonry.
Yeah, I'm more interested in like the environment that it gives you in this box. The minis, whatever, put them aside. Just sell this terrain.
This is going to be just peak Warhammer adventures in a tomb complex.
Just sell this terrain.
And of course, both of these kill teams will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
There'll be a way to use your Deathwatch in that game as well, and your new Necrons. And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier.
It's ass if they don't see it as a tomb complex. The box set has.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of them in the flesh. It comes in the box. There you go. Let's have a look at some of these in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the scale.
No, really, like these miniatures are okay.
When you put the Geomancer in.
Sure, it's a couple of kill teams. Wow, but the Necron terrain is huge. They're really underselling the terrain. They just talked about it for like half a second. But it's way cooler than all these guys.
From obviously the Geomancer and the reanimators on the sides. Loads of stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team. I think the Deathwatch are very popular with lots of fans. And they're so iconic within the concept of Kill Team.
Yeah. The Space Marines are just Space Marines painted black with a silver left arm. You're not wrong. They're just Space Marines.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got like special weapons and stuff. And the Necrons are in like different poses.
We're around the 90-minute mark. I did say it would be a long one. But we've shown you all of our Warhammer previews. We should go to question corner. That was a good prompt. Well done. Simon, there's probably a question or three, right?
Let's go. So start off with Old World. Are the new Tomb King minis Resident Planet?
The Tomb Kings are plastic.
It is similar. I don't think it's exactly the same.
Yeah, Gallo Dark would be a good reference point.
So we've got.
What else? So that's it?
Will the new warbands or any of the
now everyone will buy the box for the terrain and sell the rest? Yeah. Just like they did with the Space Hulk? Exactly. That Necron terrain is huge.
I'm not going to commit. There you go.
Like, really, scoop that up now while it's available. Because you're probably not going to see anything like that for a long time. and it would give you a really interesting environment to be able to play in.
So the Gloomspite kits, for example.
I'm wondering if it's modular enough that would it work with other kill team plug and play build like sets? Could you play like a level that's like half like Imperial spaceship, and then it plugs into like the Necron part, so it's like a Space Hulk?
He does have a helmeted option.
Very cool.
Although I think any adherence to health and safety.
Does the helmet from Joy Toy have a helmetless option?
You might be riding in a vacuum, at which point you're probably allowed.
Just hold your breath.
Just
yeah.
Okay,
they got
cool.
reinforced skulls. I'm sure they'll be fine. So where can we expect to see the lore and rules for the shiny new characters?
That is a great.
Where can we see the lore and rules for that Joy Toy helmet?
Rules will be available online.
So some of the rules, if the character is being re-released, already exist in
Yeah,
Codec
that's true.
Space Marine.
So Darneth Lysander,
yeah,
covered
Vulcan
off
and
already.
Lysander are already there. The other rules will be available online.
And I'm really glad you asked about the lore, because I know a thing. Phil Kelly from the Warhammer 40,000 lore team came and had a chat with me, and they've written full background for each of these characters and narrative stories, which we'll be hosting on Warhammer Community in the week leading up to their release when that happens. I'm super excited because I don't know anything about Aethon Shan, and I want to learn his story. So yes, there we go.
Awesome. So we've got two more quick ones if we can. So the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Are some of the Wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be revisited?
So that's a good question. So we do know that there will be more things released in plastic across the course of this edition. With some of those plastic kits, you may see Wargear options returning that have previously been available. You might also see some Wargear options that have never existed before added to those units. So hopefully that answers some of the question.
Yeah,
So you're going to have some of the same stuff, you're going to lose some stuff, and you're going to get some new stuff. That's what he just said.
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I don't want to steal the thunder of any future sort of news from Black Library other than to announce it today. But what they have told us, and it was one of the best conversations of my professional life ever to sit down with the editing team from Black Library.
Wow, it was the best day of your life.
The scouring lore into my open brain was this is a multi-book, multi-author series, and so
wow,
following it for some years to come.
Wow.
Well, there's
no fucking shit. It's going to be multi-books written by multiple authors. Wow.
But yeah,
that's great. What remains, I guess, at this point in the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending 90 minutes of brilliant Warhammer fun with us. I've really enjoyed myself.
I had a great time. I always have a great time.
Awesome. There's some like general housekeeping.
So they're done?
If you've missed anything in this...
All right, so they're done. So they're done. So that was that. That was it. That was it. Wow. Everyone hates GW, but everyone buys their miniatures out anyway. Yeah, it's because they've got everyone by the balls. What the hell was that? Hold on. Let's go check in on. Let's go check in on Big Yellow.
Tacoma, where there's Warhammer 40,000 tournament taking place, I believe right now is what we're going back to.
We don't go until it's over with.
Especially on the Twitch channel, I believe that is true.
Gotta give him a little chin scratch.
The helmet. Go and find it on
Yeah.
warhammermerch.com.
Look at this guy. Such a good boy.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you, Simon, for asking questions. Thanks to the crew here who've made it all work.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
Wow.
We can't wait to see you again next time.
Wow. Well, that certainly was something. I'm sure we'll have to do this again sometime. Did find some alternative minis that you really like, but they're still expensive. Yeah, let's see. Let's recap. What was nice? That Imperial Fists box set looked good. I thought it looked good. I'm sure other people might have other tastes. Other things that are other missing gaps in their lists and in their collections. That one looked like I thought it was pretty good. It would be a good, just basic bitch booster. You get Terminators, you get Intercessors, you get like a command squad. So you're getting kind of, you're getting it all. That one looked okay. That helmet's kind of funny. So GW is selling helmets now. You can be just like your favorite Space Marine YouTubers with your own Space Marine helmet. Wow. Brilliant. All right. Well, I'm out of here. I'm going to go, like, cry into my pillow or something. And maybe we'll be back later with something. I don't know. But that was... Well, all right. So maybe we'll be back later. All right. Thanks for everyone for joining me on this one. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe. We'll leave that as a maybe.